2005 Dakar Rally. Time is of the essence. Every moment on your channel of champions. Sponsored by Total Quartz Lubricants.
The 27th running of the Dakar Rally continues. Last night, Patrick Zanaroli, who laid out the route, said that a tricky stage lay ahead. And it caught many people out. There were crashes all over the place. And mechanical problems as well. The reigning champion, Stefan Pederhansel, stopping with a puncture. Morocco beckoned yesterday. The first real stage on the Dakar proper after the token mileage done against the clock in Europe. Une voiture, one car. That was the lesson in the classrooms when the Dakar came through town. The children not only getting taught how to do the basics, but also having a chance to see the cars as they passed through right outside their classroom. It was a 123-kilometre stage yesterday, and then also a 421-kilometre road section to the bivouac in Agadir after the stage. Many of the latter runners, of course, running into problems with dust, but the Pro truck certainly didn't look as if it was having any speed abated. On board with Hans Becks, the former leader of the truck section a couple of days ago. Whilst the Kamaz was jumping for joy, Vladimir Chigin having a good run. And as you can see, a narrow track, but these trucks, well, they just go off-road, literally. This tricky corner was catching many people out. They were overshooting. At least there weren't any trees to pile into. Wheels scrabbling for grip as the surface underneath was getting more and more slippery by the moment. Hans Becks even had time for a cigarette during the stage. Yes, that's right, during the stage. Passing was difficult, but at least it was made easier after the introduction of the Sentinel device that warns competitors that there is a car about to pass them from behind. Ran Arciero going through a shot there. A Baja 1000 runner out of California. Good to see him here on this year's Dakar. Now we're on board with Gerard de Roy. There is a Kamaz ahead. That is the only vehicle he has in his sights this year. That's the only one he really wants to beat. On board with this crew saying we should be coming up to a level crossing over a railway track soon. And they do, but there's a train coming. You can't believe it. There's a train coming, and just like the Tour de France you see on some of the stages in July, the whole rally has to come to a halt. Now, the service truck for Rally Arts crashed yesterday on a nasty corner with fortunately only minor injuries for one of the crew. The BMW X-Ray truck pulled them back onto their wheels. And then later that evening, the X-Ray crew was nominated for the Total Fair Play Award of the day. The crew received a €1,000 cheque for their kind efforts. So then, we move on from Agadir to Smara. We move from the heartland of Morocco further and further south, and just that little bit closer to Dakar. A road section of 240 kilometres before a 381-kilometre stage, before then going into Smara. Total kilometres today, 654. The stage start this morning held under perfect skies, unlike the fog that descended over the start but 24 hours earlier. Andy Caldicott on his KTM number 23 preparing, and so was David Fretenier. He says, this is our first real stage. It looks to be quick and stony. I'll try to be competitive right from the start, but that's not going to be easy because I think the others, well, they're going to pass me early on. I will try to stay with them, but my target is not to lose too much time before getting into Mauritania. Last year I lost too much time in Morocco, and I'm going to try and do better this time out. 10th on today's stage, Marek Dabrowski running with the Polish entered KTM number 11. He was top 10 runner last year, and he's doing not so bad so far this year. Chile's Carlo de Gavado, fully fit now in 2005. He's not really been fit for the last couple of Dakars. Silly little niggling injuries have meant that he's been hamstrung. But de Gavado finishing 9th today. Chris Blates, the rookie from America, running the Red Bull KTM. Good result, 8th position on his first big proper stage in Africa. He's done the Baja 1000, of course, but that's a big, long stage altogether. 7th, though, David Fretenier, running the single rear-wheel drive Yamaha, not running two-wheel drive. Are they concerned about the longevity of the front-wheel drive mechanics? Are they concerned about the power that it loses when the energy goes to the front wheel? Who knows? But he's opted to run just with rear-wheel drive. Fretenier 7th. Two-time victor of the Dakar, Fabrizio Mioni, the Italian, doing well. 6th position for him today. Big crash, though, for the Red Bull KTM number 16. Kellen Walsh having a big crash. He's out of the rally. Terrible news for the American. And very sad indeed after the good results that he was having. The Swiss sidecar crew number 250. They're continuing with their Aprilia.
hier, wir hängen genau in der Staubwolke rein. Haben kein Gas gegeben.
And they're finding it difficult with the dust, as you can imagine. And as we've already seen with Kellen Walsh, he's out of the rally after hitting a big bump. And anything can happen to these guys. Isidre Esteve Puyol, though, didn't have any problems with the dust. He clocked a 5th position on the stage today. He may well be considered as the team leader for Repsol KTM, but has he got the sheer speed against strong runners such as Mioni and Dupre? What about South Africa's Alfie Cox? Good result once more. He had a fright on stage 1. He really wrenched his shoulder on the short super special at Barcelona, but Alfie Cox clocking 4th position today. He may be short, but he's very, very strong and easily capable of yet another podium finish on the Dakar. 3rd today, Cyril Dupre, the 2003 Rally Raid World Cup champion, the Frenchman, in touch with the leaders. And so as Dupre goes through the mountains, and so was also Mark Coma, the tall, lanky Spaniard with his Repsol KTM, having a strong result. He's building his confidence on the Dakar, is Coma. And with Dani Roma now gone away from 2 wheels to 4, is this the next shining star for Spain on the Dakar? Coma, 2nd today. So who won it? Place your bets, please. Andy Caldicott from Australia, with his Motorex KTM number 23, clinches his first ever Dakar stage victory. Fellow Australian Hayden clinched a stage victory on the Dakar en route to 3rd position back in 1998. But that won't be at the forefront of Caldicott's mind. Good run. Stage victory number 1. More still to come. Last year he entered the Dakar with again a KTM, but Andy Caldicott getting So then Andy Caldicott, victor on today's stage by 3 seconds. It matters little to him. He's won the stage ahead of Coma, Dupre, Cox and Esteve Puyol. Overall, Coma leads from Caldicott, easily in touch. Dupre 3rd, Cox and Esteve Puyol. Fabrizio Mioni 6th, Fretinier, Chris Blaise, De Gavado and Marek Dabrowski.
Really tough in the rocks, usual Morocco rocks that we come across here. It was very, very stony, so you had to be very, very careful. Had to be fairly sure with the navigation, but I had a fairly good run with not too many problems, so it was okay.
What about your tyre? What happened?
It's the same tyre we actually had on yesterday, so it's done 2 days. That's sort of some of the things we have to do, not unfortunately being like the full factory riders. And I think maybe that just made it wear a little bit quicker. I was a bit concerned at the refuel that it may not make the distance, but it got here, so this is okay.
With Mark Coma, question 2nd place today. Good day for you? Yes, he says, but I lost some time because it was very crowded, very busy at the refueling. They didn't give us the right time to restart. I really don't know what happened, but then I had a problem with my tyre too. Then the pace was very quick right to the end of the stage, but I'm happy to be here considering when you look at my tyre.
Contento por haber llegado, porque cuando veo el neumático así, pues lo normal es que estuviera en la pista.
¿De qué has hablado con
Next question.
Del problema de con Cyril estábamos
What
hablando
about the
del problema que hemos
refueling
tenido
problem? He
en
says, well, we spoke about
que
this
no nos han dado el tiempo,
problem in
¿no?
refueling. We had
15 minutos
15 minutes neutralization, but they gave me the wrong exit time after 12 minutes. I don't know what happened, but it was the same for many other riders. So I don't know if we've lost 2 minutes or if we've gained 2 minutes or whatever, but we'll solve it soon.
Jung im Marathonsport 35.
American Robbie Gordon was a late addition to the Volkswagen Touareg team to make it Juha Kankkunen, Bruno Sabi, Jutta Kleinschmidt and the multi-talented America. Team boss Chris Nissen introduced him at one of the major European motor shows.
It is the first time here for me, and I'm excited to do Dakar with Volkswagen. It'll be my first time doing Dakar Rally, so looking forward to the experience.
Gordon has won everything he's ever tackled. Two-time Baja 1000 victor, two-time Champ Car winner, three-time NASCAR winner, plus a four-time class winner at the legendary Daytona 24-hour race. Plus, he owns and runs his own NASCAR team based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Why is he so quick?
You know, I raced with my dad, and we started out in a buggy. Actually, John Louis Slusher came over and raced one of our buggies maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Was his first off-road race, and he came and did the Baja 1000. And he did it with us, and I think I've learned car control from an early age and been able to adapt it. I'm learning the four-wheel drive a little bit more. I think every day we'll get stronger in the four-wheel drive.
So, when he's away from a full-time NASCAR drive, where does he practice his off-road skills? They're hardly similar.
I play in the sand dunes a lot. In California, we have a place called Glamis. Big sand dunes, a lot of dune buggies go out there. It's more, they don't have races out there, but it's more of a vacation play area for dune buggies or off-road enthusiasts. And I take my trophy truck out there with paddle tires on it. And I play with dune buggies a lot with paddle tires. I don't have a lot of experience with regular street tires, but the BF Goodrichs that we're using, they're pretty good.
American off-road racing is focused around the Baja 1000, 1,000-mile, 17-hour race in California.
Come over here. I think they would really enjoy it. It's a great series, really good organization. I'm having a lot of fun.
Last year, Volkswagen clocked up a stage win with Jutta Kleinschmidt, but now they've got two stage victories already this year with Gordon. He's done it for them. He may be a rookie, but he's quick and he's over here. Like this. Okay. That way we know it's stage 4. Robbie Gordon doing it the simple way. Maybe we should recall him Flash. I'll leave you to think that one out. Robbie Gordon therefore left the stage. First car off the line this morning. Second car off the line, Stefan Petter-Hansel. Bit of a difference in sound between the 5-cylinder turbo diesel and the V6 of Petter-Hansel. We had a little bit of greenery yesterday through Morocco, but that was the last piece of greenery we shall see for a long, long while. We are in to southern Morocco, and soon we're going to be going into Mauritania. But Stefan Petter-Hansel running into problems on today's stage, having a rear left puncture, and he and co-driver Jean-Paul Cotret quickly changing the tyre, not losing too much time. But that could be problems later on in the rally with the lost time. Jutta Kleinschmidt having a good run through the stage. She clinched third position today, holding fourth overall. She was plus 7 minutes 18 on the stage, but she's easily in touch. Overall, just 6 minutes back of the leader. Team boss Chris Nissen saying that if his team got 4 stage victories in this year's Dakar, he'll buy everybody a beer. He's got 2 already with Robbie Gordon. Now we got problems here for Luc Alphon. Luc Alphon having a puncture, together with Stefan Pederhansel, who actually had 3 punctures, which is why Pederhansel did not finish inside the top 10 on the stage today. Luc Alphon losing time, but eventually finishing 5th on the stage today, but he holds 3rd in the overall standings. Bruno Sabi, well, he may have won the Dakar once before, and he's an old hand. He's been rallying for many, many a day in European Championship, World Rally Championship, now the Dakar. But he was caught on the stage today. He got 7th, and he was caught on the stage today by one of the Mitsubishis who really got into top gear. Luc Alphon having a good run. Right then, on to Nissan. This is Ari Vatanen. Vatanen backing up his teammates Janelle de Villiers and Colin McRae, but in the end de Villiers clocking 2nd position on the stage today, and de Villiers from South Africa therefore holding 2nd in the overall standings. Pederhansel dropping like a stone in the overall standings after having 3 punctures. Therefore it was Colin McRae who clinched his 4th stage victory on the Dakar. He had 2 stage victories last year. He's now had 2 already in 2005. And Colin McRae out of Lanark in Scotland leads the Paris-Dakar overall by some 5 minutes and 28 seconds with his now 4-litre Nissan pickup. McRae did have 1 puncture, but so did de Villiers, so did Alphon. Vatanen had 2 and Pederhansel had 3. Patrick Zanaroli did say last night that the stage was going to be difficult, and it was. No time to look at the scenery either for the later runners on the bubble of the top 10. Nasser Al Attiyah from Qatar. There may only be 250,000 Qataris, but Nasser Al Attiyah winning a bronze medal for shooting in the Olympics in Athens last summer, and competing in the Dakar as well come January. This is his 2nd Dakar, and Al Attiyah clinching 4th position today. On the stage, he holds 6th in the overall standings. Now this is the big news of the day. 2-time victor of the Dakar 2002, 2003. Hiroshi Matsuoka stopping with a major suspension failure on the stage with his Evo 3 Mitsubishi. Andrea Meyer, really the sort of quick service vehicle for the quicker Mitsubishi Pajeros, stopping and asking if Matsuoka needed any help. And a quick assumption by the co-driver saying, well, no, and Hiroshi sportingly saying, don't wait for me, you do your own rally, I'm going to be here for a long, long while. In fact, he had to wait for the service truck to come through the stage, which means that Matsuoka is going to be losing some 3-4 hours at least, and therefore he's out of a chance to win his 3rd Dakar. Matsuoka still in the rally, but having lost an enormous amount of time. Kenjiro Shinazuka, former victor of the Dakar with Mitsubishi, he's in a Nissan once more this year, although he's in the older specification machine that's been run this year by Nissan France. Shinazuka clinching 6th position today as the crews made their way from Agadir down to Smara. Former 2-time Group N World Rally Champion Gregoire Demavius, he won his championships in rallying with Mazda and Nissan, and he continues with Nissan in the Dakar. Gregoire Demavius just on the bubble of the top 10. He's in 9th position in the overall standings. So Colin McRae clinching Dakar stage victory number 2 in 2005 ahead of his teammate Janil de Villiers in second, Kleinschmidt third, Alatian fourth. Overall, McRae leads from de Villiers, Alphonse third, Kleinschmidt and then Sabi. Alatian sixth, Robbie Gordon drops to seventh, Kankkunen up to eighth, Damavius and Shinazuka.
Good day, fast, one puncture, but I think everyone had a problem with punctures. It was very, very rocky and very rough in the beginning, so we were being very careful, but you know, I think in that condition you need to have a little bit of luck to avoid a puncture. So we had one puncture, but the rest of the stage was very clean and good, no problem.
There was a lot of big rocks, and it was very easy to break a suspension even, and but as you say, it was important to have as little punctures as possible, and luckily we only had one, so that was good for us.
Stefan Pedersen saying, I've not been really 100% well since yesterday. I've got a cold, and that was a problem in the stage today. When we're driving at high speed, my vision is not quite perfect, and I had problems to focus well. As a result, I had 3 punctures and lost a lot of time today. Tomorrow is going to be stage 6 of the Telefonica Dakar. We go from Smara to Zuarat, over the Mauritanian border for a 492-kilometre stage. Into the deep dunes for the first time, and for 40% of the motorcycle field, it's going to be interesting because they're all rookies. This is really where the Dakar is going to get underway.